It's Faceless Friday. Yeah, sorry, I'm having a bit of a technical error getting my face on the screen. So you won't have the pleasure of that this evening, I'm afraid. You'll just have to look at the chart instead, which, to be honest, far more interesting than my my visage. Anyway, let's get straight on with the price action analysis. As promised yesterday, we're going to check in on CME's imminent closure for its weekly candle in 1.5 hours' time. And I'll just remind you that in this bull run so far, which obviously started down here, the biggest period of consolidation to date was this one, which was 30 weeks. This one is 28 weeks. I wonder if there'll be 2 more weeks within this area before Bitcoin breaks out. That will basically take it into October. We shall see. We shall see. But yes, more to more of a current agenda. You can see in an hour and a half, this is likely to close a weekly candle nice and green, and it's also very likely to shift the MACD back to the upside because it is a significant distance away from the number to shift the MACD back to the upside, which is 61.6. So I'd say that all looks good for the MACD to remain to the upside, i.e. momentum to remain to the upside, and indeed with upside posturing on the weekly time frame, which is obviously a very powerful time frame. Right, I'm now going to jump down and across into Bybit and the daily. And you can see, as I kind of suggested in was it yesterday's video, it's definitely getting some resistance up here. I think it wicked up to 64,150. Didn't quite get to the 65 that I thought it might do before witnessing some significant resistance. But I still do think it's likely to range within these two lines, 61.7. I mean, you could probably call it 62 and 65 before breaking out. And who knows, maybe it'll pull back as well. But I think it'll get some good support around about somewhere between 61 and 62,000 on this daily time frame. Now, the momentum's still to the upside on the 4 hour, and it will continue rising as long as Bitcoin closes today, which is in 4.5 hours time, above 60,000, and it's a fair way away from there. It's basically bang on where CME is at the moment. There's hardly any difference between Bitcoin and CME at the moment. I'm now going to zoom down to the 4 hour, and you can see this nice uptrend forming with higher highs, higher lows. It's all looking pretty convincing. If you take the last impulsive move, which I would argue is from here to here, so this is just for the 4 hour time frame. I'm just interested to see where that support resistance line comes in with regards to Fibonacci. And you can see it's pretty much close to the 0.5. So I think that's a pretty relevant area, somewhere around 61.5, something like that. 62 is coming in at the 382, which Bitcoin has not quite got down to yet. But you can see, and I'm no candle guru, that there's, even though these are red candles, there's definitely buying pressure on each of them with long wicks below the candle. So yeah, I do think that the next meaningful move, as you hear me say quite frequently, is probably more upside as opposed to sort of trending back to the downside on the 4 hour. You can see that the MACD has turned down, although it's well up above the 0 line, and Bitcoin will need to start to close 4 hour closures back above 63.6. So, it's a little way below that at the moment, and that's basically just getting back above this high here. I can't see any deviation that is set in as of yet, and so I don't really see any reason why Bitcoin won't continue with this uptrend on the timeframes that I've just analyzed for your viewing pleasure without my face today. Sorry again for that. I'll get it sorted out for tomorrow. But yeah, certainly the 4 hour, the daily, and indeed looks like the weekly. Well, the weekly's not trending to the upside. It's consolidating, still sideways and down. And on that note, this is a super key area. So weekly closure back above just call it 65. That's really bullish. I mean, I'm fairly bullish on Bitcoin as things stand. But I'll get a lot more bullish if it starts to close weeklies back above here. And who knows, I don't know, obviously this week, well, I say obviously, I don't think this week will be, with 2 days left for Bybit and CME pretty much closed. But maybe next week will be the week to take it back above here. And then what will that display? Well, from the point of view of trend, if you look at wicks, you then have a low here, a high here, and this is on a weekly time frame, a high, a low, and if it gets back above there, where it then pulls back from probably about 70, 72, if it then turns back to the upside, that will be another higher high, right? So we've got the etchings of a weekly uptrend here, but Bitcoin it's put in the higher low, it needs to put in the higher high by getting back above this area. All right, there we are. Nice short, sharp video. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please like and subscribe, and join me tomorrow for Saturday's price action analysis. I'll see you then. Goodbye.